All right, it's a heavyweight meat event of the evening. We got Alistair Overeem taking on Augusto Sakai. We all know Overeem. I mean, he was the champion K1, champion Strikeforce, champion Dream. He's basically been a heavyweight champion every organization that he's ever fought in, except the UFC. And he's trying to get back to that maybe one last final title shot with a win over Augusto Sakai. Overeem's 46-18-1, but he's going against Sakai, meanwhile, who's 15-1-1, and he's undefeated in the UFC. He is 4-0, most recently had an impressive win over Blagoy Ivanov, and had finishes over Marcin Tybura and Chase Sherman before that, while also winning a decision against the Pitbull Andrei Arlovsky, the former champ. Who do you see in this one? Do you got Alistair Overeem, the vet, or do you think it's Augusto Sakai's time, the 29-year-old up-and-comer? What do you think?
For this one, I'm gonna go with Overeem purely for the reason I think Alistair has looked great his last two fights, even though he did lose his set 2 fights ago. But I mean, he got bad luck by the 3 second lip job by Biggie. But he's been looking really good, especially for his age. And he's been around forever. He's taken out the best. He's been beaten by the best. He's one of the greatest of all time heavyweights. His experience is uh, way beyond of Augusto's. I think
Mhm.
Augusto is not ready, but he's young. He's in his prime, and he's a KO dude. Which if you hit Overeem, we've seen what happens. So I'm thinking that Overeem's gonna get it done though. He's gonna grapple him, smother him like he's done in the last 2 fights, and he's gonna get the finish or at least the decision.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 second lip job, that fight against Rosenstrike. I mean, Overeem was winning that fight the entire way, and then the last 4 seconds, Rosenstrike pulled off the miracle. So I thought that his performance was strong in that one as well. And then obviously most recently when he TKO'd Walt Harrison, that was a pretty dominant victory for Overeem, despite a little shakiness in the very first minute or two. Augusto Sakai though is tough, man. I mean, he's younger, he's undefeated in the UFC as mentioned, and I'm actually going to go with him in this one. I think that he's peaking at the right time, and I just see him being a younger, fresher heavyweight fighter at this point in their careers. You mentioned the ground game a little bit. Do you think that the brown belt of Augusto Sakai is going to be relevant at all, and might that thwart the offensive wrestling of Overeem, or do you see a clear-cut advantage for Overeem if it hits the mat?
Yeah, I think it could help a little bit, but I think Overeem's wrestling is just way too good. He's
Okay.
he's been with the best grapplers in the heavyweight. I don't think he's gonna have an issue with this guy, especially if Overeem gets on the top. Like he's just gonna dominate if he gets on top.
Yeah, I'm super interested to see how that ground game goes if it does end up getting there. Again, I'm going with Sakai though. I think that he's going to ultimately get a finish. I see him potentially dropping Overeem and finishing with some ground and pound. Predict the finish and wrap this up, Meat Boy. What do you think?
I'm going with Overeem, going with decision, ground
Got
and
it.
pound all day, 3 rounds, grinding him out, gassing him out. But yeah, boys, if you guys like this video, smash that subscribe, like, hit the notification bells on, and that way you stay up to date on all of our other videos.